So far so good. Weighted average is the easiest. Just give it your time, watch and follow my steps. So we have the question on the board, and as usual, as we've been doing, the opening balance goes direct to the balance section. So we have January as usual. There is no entry here. So coming over to this place, we have 500 at what? 70, which gives us 35,000. All right? We all remember how we did this. So we'll now come over to this transaction. We have January, and this is the receipt section, isn't it? So we have 500, and 500 at what? 74. 500 at 74. So 500 times 74 gives us what? 35,000. Okay? It gives us 35,000. So 500 plus 500 is 1,000. Now remember, when we solved FIFO and LIFO, I told us that we don't make use of these values. Under the unit price, we just put dash, all right? We don't make use of any value. But under the weighted average, we're definitely going to make use of it. But see how it goes. We got 100 here, leave it the way it is. So 35,000 plus, okay, this should be 37,000. This should be 37,000. Okay, so 37,000 plus 35,000 gives us what? 72,000. All right, so 72,000 divided by 1,000 will give us 72. So here we have what? 72. Take note, I believe you watched the FIFO and the LIFO very well, so you understand what I'm doing here, okay? Here we say 500 plus 500. It gave us 1,000, just as we've always done in the FIFO and the LIFO. Then 37,000 plus 35,000 gave us 72,000. Then 72,000 divided by 1,000 gives us 72. That is just it. So let us proceed. We'll now move over to the next date. We are done with January. The next one is what? February. February. And what is the transaction there? We have 700, so there will be nothing here. I told us we don't show workings here, okay? We don't show workings. So what you do, once you get to this aspect, once you get to this place, the quantity is what? 700 in the question. So we have 700. Now, you come over to the balance section. You now pick the value of the unit price of the last entry. And the last entry we have here was what? The second entry here. So we'll now pick this value, 72. So you now add it, put it under the unit price. So 700 times 72 gives us what? 50,400. 50,400. Now you follow the normal procedure. 1,000 minus 700 is 300. 72,000 minus 50,400 is what? 21,600. Okay? So 21,600 divided by 300 gives us what? 72. So it will continue this way until we have another new entry. We'll continue to have this 72 until we have another new entry. That is when the unit price changes again. So let us proceed. We are done with February. We'll come over to March. So for March, we have 450 at 77. 450 cost per unit 77. So 450 times 77 gives us 34,650. Under the issues, we have no entry. We'll come over to the balance. 300 plus 450 is 750. 34,650 plus 21,600 is what? 56,250. 56,250. So 56,250 divided by 750 gives us what? 75. We can see it has changed. Why did it change? Because we have a new entry. All right? This is a new entry. All right? So it has changed. So we'll come over what? To April. To April. And April, what do we have? 500, all right? So no transaction here. We now have what? 500. Remember I told us we don't show any working. And you pick the unit price of the last entry. So which value is the last entry? We have what? 75. All right? So we'll pick this 75. 75 is what we're going to make use of. Okay? So 500 and we'll have 75. So 500 times 75 gives us 37,500. 750 minus 500 is 250. 56,250 minus 37,500 is 18,750. Okay, so 18,750 minus 250 gives us 75. That is just the process. We'll come over to May. And to May we have what? 750 and we have 79. So 750 times 79 gives us 59,250. Under the issues, we have no transaction. So 250 plus 750, 1,000. 59,250 plus 18,750 gives us what? 78,000. So 78,000 divided by 1,000 gives us what? 78. It gives us what? 78. And we'll move over to the last one, which is June. So we'll have 800, right? So no transaction here under the receipt section. And what do we have there? 800. Now, which value do we make use of? Give it a try. Oh, I hope you don't use this. So we'll make use of 78, okay? So we'll pick 78 because it is the entry that came in last, all right? So 800 times 78. So 800 times 78 gives us 62,400. 1,000 minus 800 gives us 200. 78,000 minus 62,400 gives us what? 15,600. So 15,600 divided by 200 gives us what? 78. That is just it. As simple as that. But you need to understand the concept. So try as much as you can to go through this video one more time, several times, and also attempt other questions. So we are good with this. It says the weighted average. Now the second question says prepare a trading account showing the gross profits. When we come over to this section, everything we have here, and everything we have here, they all have a title. Just like what I told us in the first video, in the introductory video under the material pricing. So what we do is this: to determine this value, we'll say question number 2. Remember, everything we just solved now is question number 1, which is the weighted average. So number 2 says the trading profit and loss, the trading accounts. So let us show our trading accounts. Trading accounts showing the gross profits. Showing the gross profits. So this is what we're about to solve. So how do we go about it? Now we want to identify our total sales. Remember, everything here represents our total sales, right? So to get our total sales, this is where we'll make use of this value. Quantity sold, which is the quantity which you sold. Now how much did you sell them? You sold each of them at 100. So to get the total sales, because we're working with the formula for gross profits, which says total sales less cost of goods sold. Okay, so this is the formula we were working with. So we want to derive our total sales. So we write what? Total sales. Total sales. So we have what? For February, the sales made in February was 700 units times 1,000. Okay, so we have what? 700 times 1,000. Okay, sorry, times 100. 700 times 100. For April, we have 500 times 110. 500 times 110. And for June, we have what? 800 times 115. So we're going to multiply this value to get the total. So when we multiply, here we have what? 70,000. Okay? 70,000. Here we have what? 55,000. And at this last section, we have what? 92,000. This is 92,000. So those are the three transactions we had here, right? By the time we add up these three values, it gives us what? 217,000. So 217,000 now stands as our total sales. Take note of that. 700 times 100, 500 times 110, 800 times 115. If a question does not give you these values, it can never ask you to solve for the gross profits. Okay? So once we multiply, we get this value. Now we've got our total sales. What is the next thing? We need to get our cost of goods sold. Now, how do we get our cost of goods sold? It is very, very easy. Under the issues section, this value we have here will be summed up. When we add it up, it now gives us the value for the cost of goods that was sold. So what we do to determine this, we now say what? This is what for February as well. So we have what? February, we have 50,400. This is what we're picking now. Now for April, this is April, right? This is 37,500. Then for June, we have what? 62,400. 62,400. So we are going to sum everything, and once we sum it up, it gives us what? 150,300. Now we've got our what? Cost of goods sold. So this represents our cost of goods sold. Okay, this is cost of goods sold, this is total sales. So let us apply the formula. And what does the formula say? The formula states that the gross profit is equal to total sales minus cost of goods sold. And what is our total sales? You say gross profits equal to total sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay, so what is our total sales? The total sales is 217,000 minus cost of goods sold. And what is our cost of goods sold? Our cost of goods sold is 150,300. So when we subtract 250,300 from 217,000, it gives us what? 66,700. So therefore, the gross profits is equal to what? 66,700. This is it. This is the steps to take. Remember, total sales minus cost of goods sold is equal to gross profit. And to get our total sales, we'll multiply this with this, we'll multiply this value, we'll multiply this value, which is exactly what we did here, right? So the final, the answer we got here, here and here, we now added them up to give us this value. Then, to get our cost of goods sold, we collected this value, we collected this value, and we collected this value, all right? Which gave us 150,300. Now, to work with the formula that says total sales minus cost of goods sold, we now have our total sales as what? 217,000 less minus 150,300, which is equal to this value we have here, 66,800. This is the best way to solve a question like this. But if the question did not ask us to show the gross profits, then you stop with what we've done here, just like the FIFO, the LIFO, and the FIFO and the LIFO, right? So we only went further to do this because the question has demanded for it. It says we should show the gross profit. So that is the best step. With the 4 examples I've given you I've solved for you rather, under the FIFO, LIFO, and the weighted average, using 2 different methods, I believe that whatever kind of question you see under this topic in particular, you will give it the best shot you can, because I have simplified it for you. Use this format to solve whatever kind of question. Visit our website. We'll have a lot of questions under the same topic for you. Practice those questions. If you have questions or you need clarifications, you just leave a comment or you send us a mail and we'll definitely get back to you. We wish you success in all you do, and stay tuned in the next video. We're going to look into the labor costing. Do have a good day and remain blessed. Thank you.